Thank you all for being here, and I'm really pleased to go and walk through together with you the journey that the Generali Group started nearly 2 years ago to actually move analytics into every step or most of the steps that are our business. So not just as we expect, the pricing part, but also other areas. So just to start with, I know we are all aware of the fact that analytics, and as we've seen in the chart just shown, analytics is nothing new for the insurance companies. Actually, we are quite good in dealing with time series. We look at the past to understand the future, evaluate risks, and find out what is the right premium to make a policy commercially valid and profitable. But this is called actuarial science. Now, please don't be offended if I say that from my perspective, I have a mathematical background, and as you have just heard, I'm not coming from the insurance business. From my perspective, actuarial science and data science rely on the same kind of skills. The knowledge, the competences, the way, the approach, the mindset is the same. They focus on different areas so far, but they have the same type of approach. And this was, let's say, our starting point. The second starting point was that, and I don't have to convince you on this, that the times are difficult. There are a lot of challenges, interest rates going down, new players in the arena. Customers are becoming more and more demanding because our customers are Google customers, are Amazon customers, and they learned how you can actually personalize the services by leveraging on the data. And they think, and they're right, that we do have a lot of data on them. So the question is, well, why are you keep staying in this loss and refund mode, whereas with all the data you have, you can actually be proactive and protective and make personalized products. So having this in mind, we understood that we needed to expand the boundaries of the analytical skills. And this means that the good news, well, was that we are good at it and we had the competences inside. So we just, sorry, it's not easy, but we just needed to step away from only concentrating our skills on pricing and underwriting, and we needed to use the same, as I said, the same approach, the same mindset to other domains. So why not fraud prevention? Why not churn management or lapse management? Why not shifting the portfolio to more profitable policies? Why not identifying which are the policies that are more profitable to add to a given portfolio? Why not using analytics to improve the processes and therefore reduce costs, or improve analytics to do those things that the claims handler are not maybe able to do fast enough, or they're not even spotting them in the right place? I will maybe give you an example on that one later. We can also move to other data sources. There's plenty of open data. Open data is public data. We just have to use it. And again, we're good at using it. It's just a matter of focusing on another topic. And also, we found out that if we stop thinking in terms of line of business and we look at the customer, we have a lot of data coming from other areas. Of course, if you work on a life portfolio and you don't look at P&C portfolio, you probably lose some information that might be crucial if you want to personalize your offer. And of course, as I said, we have to shift and we have to move from pricing and underwriting to other areas. So maybe different techniques such as machine learning, such as artificial intelligence, deep learning might be useful. So to go and to walk together into the road that we have started designing, we had clear in mind that we needed to put analytics into the way we do business to be successful or to keep being successful. With this in mind, we started designing the course. So when you start changing things or you want to act a transformation, what often happens is that transformations and changes come with some kind of reluctances. The reluctances are part of human nature. You cannot dismiss them. If you do so, you lose. So it is important that you take the threats coming from resistances and turn them into opportunities. And this is what we try to do. So I tried to summarize the resistances in two areas. The first one were, well, I don't need it. And yeah, I tried it already. And 20 years ago, some machine learning, but yeah, it didn't work. This was the first time. And second set, well, if there are some areas where maybe you could have a point, well, I don't have time, sorry, and I don't have the money. And at the end, I don't have the skills. So these were, and I think you can recognize this kind of resistances in practically every change you want to do. So what we try to do is set up a function at the group level, so in the head office. It's the Analytics Solution Center, so it's the function I have the honor to lead. It sits in the Chief Insurance Office, so my peers are the head of P&C, the head of life, and the head of claims. And this is to underline that analytics is a way to achieve one of the possible levers to achieve technical excellence. You should not stop working on pricing, but there's other areas where you can improve costs and generate revenues. And also analytics can support creating new products and understanding if there are niches for specific needs of coverage and also for personalized product. And all this, it was done, it was a choice, deliberate choice, by selecting internal resources. Because as I said, insurance companies have always been good in dealing with data. So we started this project and we selected, there was a massive call for application. 130 people replied throughout the group. And after CV screening, tests, interviews, and so on, only 15 made it to the group. So the group now is composed of 17 people, mostly from the companies all over the world. And we have this very clear mission. We have to support Generali business units, so not the group, but the business units, or the companies if you prefer, digital transformation, because I want to have a short word here. Most people, not in this room, and I'm very happy to see that, but most people think that digital transformation is you put up a website, you have an app, and that's the digital transformation. Well, that's not. From my point of view, digital starts with acquiring, storing, and using wisely the data. And this is what analytics does. So we have the mandate to support the business unit digital transformation, developing analytics to address business challenges and identify potentials for growth. Now, let's go to the resistances. Now, first of all, we say, second set, the more specific ones. I don't have time, I don't have the money, and I don't have the skills. Well, the Analytics Solution Center has the skills, and we are assigned to the projects. So we can do the job for you, and the cool stuff is it's for free. And what does for free means? It means that there's no chargeback mechanism between the companies and the group. We work on the projects for the companies to support their adoption of analytics. And so, well, the time is mostly the Analytics Solution Center time, but of course, change cannot happen. It's not like a car wash. You walk in with you drive in with your car, it's all dirty, you go out and the car is clean. Well, actually, no, you have to participate, of course. You have to set the business challenge, you have to make sure that the results are meaningful for your company, you have to shape the results, you have to understand what's going on, and you have to have the willingness to implement the change. But most of the time, data crunching, analyzing, and so on, that will be time of my team. Not only. Now, if you want to prepare a dinner, well, that dinner requires at least 3 things. The first one is the cook, the data scientist. The second one is the ingredients, the data from the company. But then you still need something, otherwise either you eat raw food or you still need something to process. And that is the kitchen. So we have implemented at group level a cloud-based environment that has the possibility to actually run the analytics, to implement the models. It is a cloud-based platform where you have structured and unstructured storage, you have licensed software such as SAS or SPSS, you have open source software, visualization tools, and all this is not a central platform where all the data comes in and it will never work. It's an environment where we can cut slices, 1 per country, 1 per business unit. And like, let's say, Generali Spain has a project, we have a slice for Generali Spain. Only Generali Spain employees for that business unit and the Analytics Solution Center data scientists assigned to that project can work on that. They work, they deliver the results, and then once they are handed over to the company, the data is deleted. So, moving forward, the first type of resistances. I tried it already. Well, let's try again. Let's try again. Let's make a proof of value or proof of concept, if you prefer. We try and we see what comes out of it. And then, okay, yeah, it is true. We work for free, but somebody pays our salary, just if you were wondering. Yes, we are paid by the company, so we have to allocate resources. I have to allocate resources on projects that are more profitable or that can bring better results. So we do build the business case, and at the end, we check whether it works or it doesn't work. Because as the British say, well, and going back to my previous parallel of the kitchen, the proof is in the cake. If you like it, it was good. So this means that there's not a predefined set of rules. We have to work it as we go. So to move on, just my final slides is, there's not just one way to get to our destination, to have analytics in the way we do business. There are several ways. It depends when you start a trip, you don't know what the weather would look like, how tired your companion will be, how much money you will have, and so on. So we define different ways of dealing with the companies. From left to right, the first one is the most, let's say, demanding from our side. So piloting means that my data scientists are actually assigned to the projects and they do most of the work. Whereas, let's say, advisory is more like for more mature, analytically wise, mature companies. We support them in defining the structure or understanding how to go on. We provide technical training and so on. And finally, the testing. If a company wants to buy a software, before buying it, we actually allow them to try it on the platform to see if they could actually get what they thought they would. So, finally, after 20 months, more or less, this is where we are. I have to say that not all the grey countries are countries where Generali is. I think in Europe we work mainly with every country, nearly with every country. And we are expanding our boundaries also outside Europe. And I think that it is worth seeing together a video that, if you can please show it, that tells exactly what we've been doing. And I hope the time is Okay.
Super.